They say he was just a man, an orphan raised in the desert, a trader walking dusty roads under the Arabian sun. But Ibn Arabi said, no, that's not the truth. Prophet Muhammad wasn't a man like others. He was a divine imprint upon time itself, a secret written into the story of the universe, a mirror through which all of reality could understand its own source. Yes, he had a body, but he was not of the body. Yes, he spoke with words, but his words did not come from the mind alone. They came from a place deeper, where the mind bows to the heart. Ibn Arabi said, revelation does not descend upon intellect. It descends where the heart is alive. And that was Muhammad, peace be upon him. A heart vast enough to carry the weight of truth. A mind surrendered, not to logic, not to pride, but to Allah. When the Quran said, we will cast upon you a weighty word, he didn't resist it. He carried it with patience, with stillness, with silence. Because the one who was chosen was not chosen to possess. He was chosen to hold light, to hold mercy, to hold the final shape of what the human mind could become. And in that holding, he didn't raise himself. He became the bridge between heaven and earth, between the unseen and the seen, between you and the meaning of you. Because to truly know anything, you must know the one through whom everything became clear, the mirror of the real in the shape of a man. Ibn Arabi didn't just admire the Prophet. He saw him as the essential pattern of all creation. He wrote that before anything was created, before the stars, before the earth, before even time itself, there was a light, the Mohammedan light, not the man, but the divine essence that would one day walk among us. This light, Ibn Arabi said, was the first thing God created, and through that light, everything else was shaped. Every soul, every atom, every secret in the cosmos was formed as a reflection of that light. So when you understand the Prophet, you begin to understand yourself, not your body, not your name, but your essence, that quiet place inside you that always felt connected to something bigger. Ibn Arabi described the Prophet as the perfect mirror of divine names, meaning he wasn't just a good man, he embodied mercy, he embodied wisdom, he embodied justice, beauty, and truth. When you look at him deeply, you don't just see him, you begin to see the face of the one who made you. This is why Ibn Arabi called him Al-Insan Al-Kamil, the perfect human. Not because he had no flaws, but because he reflected the fullness of the divine. Why you can't know God without knowing him. Let's pause and ask something bold. Can you truly know the divine without knowing the one who reflected him? Ibn Arabi's answer was clear, no, because Allah is beyond imagination, beyond form, beyond comprehension. So he sent us a shape, not to limit himself, but to guide us. The Prophet wasn't just a messenger, he was the map, a living, breathing, walking translation of the divine names into human form. When you see him forgive his enemies, you see Ar-Rahman. When you see his justice, you witness Al-Adl. When you feel the softness in his voice, you hear the whisper of Al-Latif. Ibn Arabi wrote, the Prophet is the prism through which divine light becomes visible. And here's the secret. That light didn't disappear when he passed away. It still flows through time, through hearts that remember, through souls that align, through those who don't just admire him, but try to reflect him. So if you ever felt lost, like you couldn't find your path to God, look not to the stars, but to the man who carried their meaning in his chest. He was the mirror, but you were made to recognize your reflection in it. The Prophet as the compass of the heart. Ibn Arabi believed every human being has a compass inside, not made of metal, made of longing, a deep, aching pull toward the source, toward beauty, toward truth, toward home. But that compass spins in confusion until it finds the magnetic center, the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why? Because his path wasn't just rules and rituals, it was remembrance in motion, a way of walking in this world without ever forgetting the next. Ibn Arabi wrote, "He did not worship Allah from afar, he worshipped from within nearness." And here's the secret: you were designed to do the same. To walk, speak, breathe, give, forgive, as if God is closer to you than your own self. But how do you learn that? You study the one who lived it. Every moment of his life, from his stillness in prayer to his laughter with children to his tears in the night, was a lesson in how to live from the center of the soul. He didn't just teach Islam, he was Islam in its most human, radiant, and transformative form. That's why Ibn Arabi said, "To follow the Prophet is not to imitate, but to awaken what already lives within you." So when you send peace upon him, you're not just honoring the past, you're aligning with the future, your future rooted in divine presence. You've probably heard it 1,000 times, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala al Muhammad. We're taught to say it in prayer, after his name, in times of need. But Ibn Arabi asked, do you know what you're actually doing when you say it? He said, Salawat is not just prayer for the Prophet, it's a key that unlocks your own soul. Because when you send peace upon him, you are aligning yourself with the spiritual axis of creation. Imagine this, the entire universe spinning around one point, and that point is not a place, but a presence. The presence of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the barzakh, the bridge between the hidden and the manifest, between the creator and creation. So when you whisper peace be upon him, you are echoing the remembrance of heaven. You are not just honoring a man, you are honoring the place inside you that remembers what divine mercy feels like. Ibn Arabi wrote, Salawat is light meeting light, the light of your soul, meeting the light that first shone before time itself. And here's where it gets deeper. The more you send peace upon him, the more your inner world begins to shift. Your thoughts soften, your reactions change, your heart becomes more spacious. Why? Because you are no longer speaking from ego, you're speaking from remembrance, from adab, sacred respect, from love that expects nothing in return, except proximity to the one who never sought fame, only truth. So don't just say salawat like a habit, say it like a return. Say it like you're calling yourself back to the presence that was always calling you. We live in a world of noise, algorithms over silence, speed over stillness, ego over soul. And in all this noise, the image of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam gets reduced to a symbol, a slogan, a story from the past. But Ibn Arabi said, he is not a memory, he is a reality still unfolding. To follow him is not to wear a costume, not to memorize rules and rehearse behaviors. It is to return to the inner essence of what made him who he was. Compassion when it's not convenient, truth when it costs you, stillness when the world demands your reaction, presence when others forget. Ibn Arabi wrote, to follow him is to become a garden where divine qualities bloom. You're not meant to copy him. You're meant to be transformed by him. He didn't leave behind just a religion. He left behind a path of becoming. And that path is still open, not through time travel, but through the heart. Every time you remember his name with sincerity, every time you embody one of his qualities, every time you hold back anger, forgive when it hurts, or love without asking why, he walks with you. Not in fantasy, in spiritual proximity. So now the question is, will you walk that path alone, or will you let him walk it through you? Because the Prophet isn't in the past, he's in every moment you choose love over fear. If something within you awakened, if your heart whispered, this is what I've been longing to remember, then this wasn't just another video. This was a mirror, a reminder, a return. So don't let it end here. Subscribe to Heart's Whisper for more journeys into the wisdom of Ibn Arabi, the path of the Prophet, and the secrets your soul has always known, but was waiting to hear again. Because this path isn't walked with feet, It's walked with the heart, and your heart just took its first step.